G'day guys and welcome to another NRL 2020 season review. Today we're going to be speaking about the overachieving Gold Coast Titans who got their season on track after a win that was almost 365 days in the making. They've got some really big signings which I can't wait to speak about, but let's recap their season.
Cheers, bro. I wasn't overstuck. Subscribe to Entertainer. Who's going to get the All-Stars tonight? Yeah, I like to entertain now.
So the first two rounds were an absolute horror show for the Gold Coast Titans, down 18-0 at halftime, coming away 24-6 loss over the Raiders. And then they were actually in the contest against Parramatta at halftime with a 14-6 lead to the Eel. Parramatta thumping them 46-6, cheap possession given away. They looked really worrying. They were also thumped by the Cowboys at the season restart on Friday, the 29th of May, losing that one 36-6. So things looked really bad to start the season, but this is definitely not a reflection because, as I mentioned, what comes next? Well, it was a 12-all draw at halftime, and the Titans were at Suncorp Stadium, not at Cbus here. And the Tigers, they looked like they had the match on a platter with a Benji Marshall field goal. Titans got possession of the ball, and what do you know? Philip Sami scores to seal the win for Gold Coast, 28 points to 23. 363 days without an NRL win. Absolutely madness. This wouldn't have happened without the season restart, and those days wouldn't have accumulated to a year. But just under a year, the Gold Coast Titans deliver a win against the West Tigers. However, they were brought back down to earth, 32 points to 12 to the Rabbitohs the following week, and then thumped by the Dragons, 20 points to 8. By round 7, we knew that the Brisbane Broncos were struggling. They were at home, though, to their little brother, the Gold Coast Titans. And look, I think this game was a bit of a coin flip. I would have said about 60 to 40%. 60% of people going for the Titans, 40% for the Broncos. And the Titans just came out and put a statement on. This is one of their best games of the season, in my opinion. 22 points to 0 over the Broncos to start the first half, coming away with a big win, 30 points to 12. They always seem to beat them at Suncorp and then lose to them at Cbus, which is really weird. The following week, it wasn't even a contest with the Sharks. It was a 40-10 loss, followed by a very close win with the New Zealand Warriors, who were quite good in the season, 16 points to 12 at home. After a very close encounter with the Penrith Panthers, 22 points to 14, that one, Titans staged a comeback towards the end of that second half, but just couldn't get there in the end. Out of this game here, which was a very close game with the Roosters, 18 points to 12. Very good performance from the Gold Coast at this point of the season. They still weren't as good as we were going to see, but I thought they put in a really good fight. Arguably, it could have been a draw into Golden Point. It could have been a Titans win. Roosters got a few calls that went their way. And then a really nice win over their rivals, the Cowboys at home, 30 points to 10. Putting some good wins together, especially for the home fans, before a loss to the Sharks, 30-18 in an away game. Now, let's not forget that this team won the Wooden Spoon in 2019, so I want to give this team a lot of credit. Thumped by the Raiders, 36-16, and then this is where everyone is saying the Titans are going to make the 8 in 2021. A win for the Dragons, over the Dragons, 14 points to 10. Close win against the Bulldogs, 18-14. A 12-point win against the Broncos. This win here, where AJ Brimson coming back nice and fit, was very good for them against the Sea Eagles, 42-24. And then a 30-point thumping over the Newcastle Knights, who obviously did make the 8. So that is 5 straight wins to finish the 2021 season. I'm just about to get into their recruits in the off-season. They've recruited really well. 5 straight wins. A lot expected them. I'm still not sure if they are overhyped or the real complete deal. I don't think they're a top 4 team, which I've seen people say, but I do want to give them credit. They put in some great performances and they look fit and healthier than ever. Now, their recruitment has been huge for the 2021 season. Sam McIntyre from the West Tigers has signed a 1-year deal. Patrick Herbert from the Warriors has signed a 1-year deal. Herman Essa has signed a 2-year deal from the Newcastle Knights. Huge signing here. Tino Fasuama'ali from the Melbourne Storm off to the Titans until 2023. Massive forward pack, because you've also got this man on screen. He's on the Gold Coast now from the Broncos. David Fifita has signed until 2023. So there is so much to look forward to. They lose Dry Arrow to the Rabbitohs. They lose Keegan Hipgrave to Parramatta. Bryce Cartwright also to Parramatta. And Ryan James, the experience, goes to the Canberra Raiders. They have re-signed AJ Brimson, who's an absolute star of the team. Jamal Fogarty, Kevin Proctor on a 2-year deal. So they've got some signings and they're working about it. And I think they look incredibly good. So if these guys want to return to the NRL Finals arena for the first time in 5 years, let's have a look at their draw. I really think they're 2 games. They play the Broncos twice. I think the Broncos are going to have a better season than a wooden spoon. I think they're going to be really out for the Titans after what they had done, just dismantling them in the 2020 season. So it'll be really interesting to see those games. Obviously the Bulldogs, not many people, including myself, potentially still working out my predictions, but don't have them in the top 8 as a top 8 team. They got some really good recruits though, so it'll be interesting to see how they play. The Cowboys, I can't get a read on. The Knights, I think, will be back in the finals, so that's one team that they may struggle against. You've got the Rabbitohs getting a lot of depth through their squad. Big hype around the Rabbitohs. A lot of people tipping the Rabbitohs to be premiers. It's interesting, that one. Canberra Raiders, obviously Ryan James up against his old club. That will be interesting, as well as David Fifita, I guess, in Titans colours against the Broncos should be interesting as well. The Manly Seagulls with a fit Tommy Turbo versus AJ Brimson will be an absolutely mouth-watering clash. Titans and Storm, a little bit one-sided, but they can contest. And the Warriors. Hey guys, this has been another NRL 2020 season review. Where do you think the Titans will end up in 2021? Will they over-succeed, under-succeed? I'm still not 100% sure. I think I've got my tip, but we'll have to wait and see. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out for my NFL predictions for the playoffs. That will be out shortly. But yeah, I love making these videos. We've only got 8 more to go as we now move into the top 8. Thanks for joining me for another video, guys.